SBPB.org. This is Self-Reported Public Broadcasting. Public radio from and for the Greater Sioux Falls area. This is KCS.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our November Lunch and Learn. This month, we're going to talk about digital newspapers, more specifically, online databases where we can look at newspapers that have been scanned and then are searchable online. So I'm not for sure if any of you guys have ever had to work with microfilm before. So it's not fun. It looks really cool in the movies though. Like if you've seen like they're like searching through old newspapers and stuff. That's usually on a microfilm machine. It's pretty cool. So the first one we're going to talk about today is actually ours. We have, with the support of the foundation, we're able to establish our own digital archives. So that's pretty awesome for us. It's been, it was pretty slow going, I think, for a little while, but now everything is available online, which includes copies of the Vermillion Plain Talk, the Dakota Republican, the Wakanda Monitor, the Volant, the Clay County Register, and the Vermillion Standard. So all of those have been uploaded and are available for people to look at. When I did this presentation, put it together, I made some screen recordings on how to access it. And at that point, we had only just the Vermillion Plain Talk, so you won't see any of those other ones on there in our videos, but I can pull up the website after we're done and I can show you that they're all there. So with our digital archives, you can access that through our website. You can click on our website and you can go to the resources page and there will be a drop-down arrow to go to either the digital archives section that's right there, or you can access it through our other e-resources on our e-resource page. And it'll bring you to our digital archives page, which will allow you to choose from either our internal content, which is material that is not public access. You can only view that from inside the library, whether you're connected to the Wi-Fi or you're on one of our own computers. Or you can do the external content, which is material that can be viewed whether you're at home on your own computer or not. So I can show you guys how we access that.
What's the dividing line between, why can some of it only be viewed in the library and some viewed everywhere?
What is that word?
It's, I can do it.
Yeah, okay, I was like, I know those are words.
So copyright law
Yes.
protects the right of publishers and owners and authors. As of right now, for most documents and the latest copyright laws, it's like the life of the author plus 70 years or something like that. So as of right now, anything published, I believe it is 1924 or before, is considered in the public domain. So anyone can use it, but anything published after 1924 is the proprietary property of the author or the publishing company that got the rights to it.
Okay.
So for example, in our case, like the Vermillion Plain Talk, technically they own any of that material themselves and the rights to it that was published after 1924. So like you might see, some other newspapers have turned their historic archives into a subscription service, and you have to buy a membership and subscribe online to do that. The Plain Talk could opt to do that. It's their material. They own all that material from 1924 forward. It still belongs to them. They're the rights owners. Those rights won't expire until like each year, another year will become available. So it's basically to do with US copyright law that protects the rights of authors and publishers for a period of time before it just becomes freely available to anyone.
Okay.
So with these videos, and the main point of this presentation is to show you how to search them. It can be very confusing. So I can show you some tips on how to do that. So I can show you this video. So here I'm showing you can go to the resources tab and then the digital archives and microfilm there, and it'll bring you to this page. So like I said, it was It's changed a little bit now because we've added everything else. So this here that says the 1925 to 2018 will now say internal content, and then the next date range below that will say external content to make it easier to understand what you guys can access when you're at home. And then here you'll have, these are lists of the newspapers that we have in those date ranges, as well as some other material that we have, but this is under the microfilm, but all of these that are newspapers are available in our digital archives. So I already had it open, but this here is what our digital archives page looks like now. I'll show you when we're done, but there are going to be more links here for the other newspapers, so you can specifically search per newspaper. And then here you have the date ranges and what you're looking for, if you know your date ranges of what you're looking for. So you can click on it, and then you can get even more specific within that decade. So I went and clicked on 1972, and this is it starts in January, first issue, and you can get more specific looking through the dates, the calendar, like, and click through for if you're looking for a certain time. So I went to March 25th or May 25th, sorry, and found an article. I just clicked on a random one personally, but it brings up the newspaper. They scanned it directly in. Now, some of the quality isn't always great, which is unfortunate, but we've done our best to preserve these newspapers the best we can. So you're able to go through the paper, find whatever it is you're looking for. If you're looking for ads or whatever, you can search the page. So say I was looking for a certain name or business or event that had happened. So here I typed in pageant because I saw the pageant. It'll bring it up and highlight that for you. And then at the top, you can see there's some tools you can use. You can change pages. You can crop as well as download the newspaper. So here I can slide this around if I want to kind of cut a picture out of it. Basically, if I wanted this just that little section instead of the whole thing, then it will send it to me. I can download it, print it off. If you're here in the library, you know, it's always really nice, or you can email it to yourself. Really nice. Here you can see the buttons on the bottom. I mean, if you really want to share it on Facebook, I suppose you can, but that is an option. And then at the top, the home brings you right back to here. So I wanted to show you how you can search if you already know like a specific topic or what you're looking for. And right around the time I did this, somebody had brought up the Rapid City flood. So I was trying to see if I could find that. So I don't know if you saw that, but I just typed Rapid City flood, nothing else. And so it individually brings up all of these words, which is not quite what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those words in succession. So it's helpful in that if you're not looking for anything too specific, but here I put quotations around it. So then the system knows that I am looking for those words in that exact succession. So here I'm getting Rapid City flood. So I clicked on that one because that's my June 14th is my birthday. So I just decided to go with that one. And here it has already highlighted the words that we're looking for in this newspaper article, which is really nice. So here I think I'm going through this is the ones that's you're allowed to look at anywhere, the external content. And just see, I'm looking for, just looked up governor to see what would happen. to show that it's exactly the same as the internal content, just different date ranges that you're accessible to outside of the library and our internet. I have to remember what I was typing. Okay, yep. So I decided to look up a specific governor. Just to show like how easy it is to find what you're looking for when you know how to use these systems. Now, if I was looking for a specific event, I would put Governor Norbeck in quotations and then another specific event after that, probably in quotations, and see if something would come up that would help. As you can see, like I said, there's not always the best quality, which can be kind of hard. And there are limits to when you're searching for phrases that it might not pick it up. But you know, don't give up. And if you ever need any help and you're in the library, we will do our best to help you. Here's a question. You don't need to have a library card to use it. If you're gonna use the internal, you have to be in the library itself, and we have guest passes for the computers. The external content should be available for everybody just on our website. Oh, that was the same video. Okay, the next one that we're gonna talk about is the South Dakota State Library's digital collections. So the South Dakota State Library serves as the state's depository for current and historical state agency publications, some of which go back to territorial days, which can be helpful when you're researching certain historical events. So the digital collections reflects the history and culture of South Dakota, primarily of interest to librarians, researchers, and genealogists. Digital collections include newspaper articles, South Dakota library photographs, state government, annual reports and research reports, South Dakota codified laws, session laws, House and Senate journals, and more. So this is also accessed through our website. You'd go back to that resources, that e-resources page under references, and you will find the South Dakota State Library digital collection and lots of other resources we have at the library as well. So here I am back on the website. The resources, e-resources page. So here you can see we've like how you access our audiobooks and all that. You scroll down to references. So we're looking for the South Dakota Digital Libraries collections. So it brings you to this site. And here you can, sorry, I clicked on that really fast. So here you can search where, before I had used the quotations and everything, you can search for a specific thing based off these factors. If you're just searching for a thing or a title, if you know it's a title or topic or description, and that can be really helpful. It's easier when you're researching for something if you know what it is, but it also really sucks if you don't know what you're looking for and it's just a topic or something. So, and here they have the different collections they have on their website. So, if I use the quotations that are, nope, I did it without to show what comes up. So, because they have that option on theirs of that alt full text, Peter Norbeck comes up in succession with each other, which is pretty nice. You don't have to remember to use the quotes. And then here on the side, you can see where you can narrow your search results down, as it will show you how, obviously it's that archives, but the collection it is in, what kind of type you're looking for, whether it's just text or text with a still image. Or if it's a law, the subjects on it and the year, and then who created it. That's why I assume most of it will be in English, but can't say for sure. And you can, if you're looking for a specific date range. So I looked up Peter Norbeck and I knew he's governor in the 20s. So they brings up all sorts of different things. So here on the side, you can see where they have a description of what it is, some like tags if you're gonna search via, if you knew you were looking for something about Union County and you found it on this, you could click on Union County here and that would link you to other things that are also have these subject terms. I don't think it wanted to load. So I thought this website was pretty easy to use. It pretty much laid out everything that it had available right out in front of you. Yeah, so here I'm typing in Vermillion Public Library because I wanted to see what would happen if like maybe there was some any really old pictures. I couldn't find any older pictures, but I did find this one. Oh, wait. Annoying. Okay, so I did find this one, which is from 2013. So unfortunately, I could not find a really old picture of Vermillion Public Library, but I still thought it was kind of cool. So yeah, like I said, I thought that website was pretty easy to use, pretty simple. So it's a good place to start if you're looking for South Dakota history, and you're not very comfortable with searching on databases yet. So the next one is the South Dakota State Historical Society Archives. They have their National Digital Newspaper Program. So the National Endowment for the Humanities awarded the South Dakota State Historical Society State Archives a grant in 2014 to digitize historical newspapers. This project is part of the Library of Congress's initiative to develop an online database of select newspapers. So they've partnered with the Minnesota State Historical Society on this project. So it says the project will allow for the digitization, of close to 100 rolls of newspapers predating 1922, which means it's public domain as well. So you can find that at that link, or you can, again, find it on our e-resources page. You can also find it on the Library of Congress's website, chronicling America, with a lot of other newspapers throughout the United States that is also involved in this project. It's a really good resource, honestly. So here we are back on our website. You go to their resources and our e-resources page. Scroll on down to references. I was looking for it. Yeah. So you have to go to the State Library databases page, and you have to scroll down through here. So everybody has access to this, I believe, with their library card, right? Yes. So with your library card, you have access to all of these resources that are on this page. On the remind you again, the South Dakota State Library database list. Okay, so here I'm scrolling down to the State Historical Society Archives. It's a pretty long list. We have a lot of databases available to us in South Dakota. So here we are on their website. Pretty simple layout again, but you can find where you're looking for. On the side here, there's it does explain what it does and where it came from, and then the different newspapers that are available on this site. throughout the United States, or throughout the United States, throughout South Dakota, sorry. Oh, did I, whoops, sorry. That was my bad. So, yeah, these are a list of the newspapers that are available online there. If you're looking for a specific one or from a specific town, it's pretty nice. As well as some like posts they have made about what's going on. There's a link to the Chronicling America as well. And here is their actual searchable site. If you're looking, so it takes you to the Chronicling America kind of site. It's set up the same way. And you can search all states or just our state if you're looking for that, and then the date range, and it'll pop up below. And then in this one as well, I do suggest using the quotation marks. They also provide some links about what their goals are and some tips about how to search. So here I start with the quotations again, and I search the Vermillion Public Library. And I get one result from the Madison Daily Header. I thought that this one, you can really zoom in, which is really nice, but you can get really lost on this page. I had kept running into that problem when I was trying to film it, where I couldn't find the edge of the page. But it highlights the words again, which is really nice for when you're looking for something super specific. Yeah, and then down here that has their, if you're going to like cite this in your research, if that's important to you, which it should be because you shouldn't plagiarize, but I mean, if you're gonna publish yours. So yeah, and then you're able to search through it, which is really nice, and the cropping option again, which is really nice, or you can just print the page. So yeah, so I thought this was a good resource again. It's really nice that it also just links it automatically to the rest of the states that have uploaded their newspapers as well. The next one is the US News Stream, which is on the ProQuest. So you have to go back to the South Dakota State Library databases page, and you can access the US news streams, excuse me, that this enables users to search the most recent premium US news content, as well as archives which stretch back to the 1980s, featuring newspapers, newswires, blogs, and news sites in active full text format. For academic and public libraries, US News Streams offers exclusive access to the Los Angeles Times, the Chicago Tribune, and co-exclusive access to the Wall Street Journal. The US News Streams also offers one of the largest collections of local and regional newspapers, and is cross-searchable on the ProQuest platform, which just means that if you're on one of their other databases, it will bring up results in this one as well, which is nice if you're doing a lot of different kind of research. So you can find it at this link, or again on our resources page. So here I'm on our e-resources page. You want to go to the South Dakota State Library database and go down to U for the US News Stream. And there's this pretty simple, they've got it all laid out still, the databases that are included, which means it's the newspapers that they have the Databases that are included are also the ones that are searchable, so where they're pulling it from, because it's all under one name. So you have your options of going through your basic search, your advanced search if you know exactly what you're looking for, which is really nice. So quotation marks again, don't forget to do that. I searched. Yep, South Dakota Governor William Janklow. I didn't want to go too far back because I didn't know how much they had. So thought I'd search him because I think I'd been talking about something that day with him. So here you can go through and narrow down your results, which are really nice. Especially good if you're searching something and multiple languages come up and whatnot. So here I clicked on this article. So here, what's nice about this one is it, before I was showing you that like we didn't always have like the greatest quality of images with the newspapers. This one, they have completely typed it out for you already. So it's a lot more readable, which is really nice. And it does the highlighting thing again, and which is good, so you can zone in on what you're actually looking for. This article is about some very cold weather on the reservation, and yeah, and down on the bottom will tell you where it came from and the date as well. It's really nice. You can cite, you can email it to yourself or print it. And here it gives you your most, you can copy the link that will take you directly to it if that's something you're looking for, as well as you can export it as a Microsoft document. Then I can go back to the results page. And look at other options of what comes up. Oh, this was a book report about a book that had been written on Governor Janklow that he did not like. So yeah, it's really nice what can come up.
There were more than one, by the way.
Oh,
Yes.
I am sure. I think this is one of the ones he sued about, though.
Yes.
He did not
I
like
think there
that.
were more than one of those too.
Probably. Thinking of another question. I'm not sure. I didn't notice. It could be that they pull from that website as well. Linda O asked, what is happening when Chronicling America shows a pop-up link to newspapers.com? I'm not for sure. I'm sorry.
This is
So
Linda.
our last one is 19th century US newspapers. So it's also another one that is provided on the South Dakota State Library databases. So it provides an as it happens window on events, culture, and daily life in the 19th century America. The collection features publications of all kinds, from the political party newspapers at the beginning of the 19th century to the mammoth galleys that shaped the nation's century's end. So this can be found at this link, or by going to our electronic resources page again. So here, okay. Obviously back on our e-resources page. Back to the South Dakota State databases list. So here it gives an idea of what it is, and I thought this was really cool. If like you don't really know what you're looking for, you can go to this topic finder, which I played around with for a bit because I thought it was really cool and wish I had it in my undergrad, because when you're trying to come up with research ideas, and you don't know what, this would have been helpful. So you can kind of go through and it'll bring up more search results based off what's on this website. So I clicked on Dakota crops and it already brings up lists that have to do with that subject term. And then you can narrow it even more. So I clicked on yield because obviously agriculture is huge here, and clicked on a specific article, and it brings it up about an article from Huron, and you can hit plain text and it'll have written it out off to the side for you if you're having issues trying to read it. But talking about how the yield for that, the reports for the yield for that county was, and you can play with, like, if you're having issues seeing it, the actual image, and then in the corner you can print, cite, send it. It's very helpful. Let's see. So this is me using the search bar, because before I used the topic finder. So as you saw, I didn't use quotations or anything, so I just kept bringing up the weather. Although here, I found a blizzard from Bismarck Tribune, which is during the Dakota Territory. So not South Dakota specific, but brings up this article. So it was just a little mention, but there was a blizzard, and on the side you can search even more within the document, which is really nice in the article. I have a hard time reading that stuff, so I really like the plain text option. So I can read it a lot faster. So you can print it as or download it, I'm sorry, as a PDF, which is super helpful. And then you can also search, if I was just searching this publication, and then it also describes what this publication was about and when it was open. So it has a brief history on it, which is really nice. Yeah, so I think this one is a good resource as well. It is pretty searchable, and I really like that topic finder, and wish I had known about that. I really do. Yeah. If there are any questions, either here or online, that I can help you guys with,
Well,
or I can go something over again.
I was wondering if you could give us an example, like Vermillion flooded in 1881, and I'm not sure if we had a newspaper then,
Yeah.
but what could you find on the flood of?
Sure, we can do that.
And we did have a newspaper then. Two papers right then, I think.
This will be good because you'll see all the new ones that have been added as well.
Yeah, which is super nice. So we'll go to here. We're gonna go to the Vermillion Public Library. So here we'll go to. So did you want me to search that I can show it just on ours.
Why don't we try that and see what's on there?
So here you can see it's changed, like I said, to the internal, to the external content. I'm just gonna click on the internal content because that is everything. And since we're in the library, it's pretty worth it. Okay. So it was what year?
1881
Okay.
spring.
Okay, 1881. So I'll probably you said it was a flood?
Yeah, Vermillion used to be below the hill. and
Oh, okay, yeah.
flooded.
Let's see if we can find anything for Vermillion. Oh, I have to enter a start date. That makes sense. So here it shows me I've had two publications that have come up when I type in Vermillion flood. Let's see, the earliest one is this article. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Says it can't be displayed.
We're not seeing this on the screen on Zoom.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. I forgot with the sharing, that was my bad. Can you see it now, the website?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I forgot that you have to do that on Zoom. Yeah, I don't know. It's not letting us see that one for some reason, but, try. You said it was in,
The spring of 81, probably March.
okay. See what happens? No, it wouldn't let me do it. Okay.
I think the office was in the flood zone, so they may have been
Yeah.
off.
Well, that's what I wondered, yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't much up here then.
Yeah, so this one is the only one I see that's, or
Okay.
no, wait. I think there's actually, yeah, the Vermillion Standard was also, and the Clay Registrar
Oh,
as
okay.
well. Let's see, we can try it by year though,
Yeah, probably the easiest to go to
Yeah.
1881.
and then,
Most on Thursdays.
let's see, early spring. Which it would explain why there's a big gap in
Yeah.
April. I wonder if maybe it would be here. Standard.
Can you click in to just see the front page of one of those? or-
Yeah.
Yeah. See if the flood was old news by May.
Okay.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
New of the week.
No photos. Did you see that date was crossed out?
Yeah, I did. I was,
Oh, the one you just clicked to said
Yep.
something about raging flood. But look at that date.
They must have had a misprint and then
Mhm.
crossed it out. That's funny.
The raging flood.
Yeah, there we are.
That would probably be the way to do it, is go find the date of the flood and then start looking at the front pages of the newspapers.
122 buildings totally destroyed.
No, I think it says, total value of buildings and other property destroyed, $142,260. And that's a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of money today, but. Yeah, wow. Harrowing details of the escape of Meckling families from water and ice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Meckling was,
Oh, and you can zoom in on it as well.
Yes, yeah. So. So not the, try playing with the,
Yeah, sometimes you have to adjust the contrast. It really just depends on the quality of the microfilm in the original newspaper. The older ones, some of them are absolutely fine, and others, like this one, is a little faint. But you see, once you zoom in, it gets a lot easier to read.
so yeah, so here it lists, specific people's damaged goods. Yeah. Wow.
there's one called Escaping the Flood on the right there.
Oh, yeah, so this must have been the.
That would just be fascinating to read.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's a little, Yeah, it says, yep, on the 26th of March, Mr. Jones received a warning that the water was breaking over the bank, but like all other people upon the bottom, did not imagine that a righteous flood would occur. He took the precautions, however, to move his family and stock to the house of J. Redrick,
Yeah,
which stood 3 feet higher than his own, and
Oh,
fully believed that they would be free from all danger or even inconvenience. He left most of his household goods in his own house, not thinking it was even worth the while to take up the carpets.
the Redrick family ended up on the bluff south of Wakanda.
Well,
That's where the Redrick family lives now.
yeah. It says the water did not strike us at Redrick's until 2 o'clock on the afternoon of March 29th. It rolled along over and through the deep snow, running up to inclined plane, and appeared to run over the highest points first. My place, which was lowest there, was among the last to be submerged. The water came around the Redrick house that afternoon to a depth of 18 inches and stood there. This we thought to be the height of the overflow, and on the 30th, this supposition was confirmed by a fall of 6 inches. Wow.
Gayville was evacuated by boat. Isolated for something like 10 days. Water was in town, but people were in the upper floors and he evacuated.
They built a raft. Oh, they built a raft. Sorry, these people are talking about. Here it said that they thought it was gonna be an uncomfortable night, but they did not know what they were in store for. On the 31st, we were in 5 feet of water, which was still rising and was covered with thin ice about the house. Haystacks and buildings were floating between us and the bluff. Snow was flying and the strong cold winter prevailed. Cattle were dying rapidly and we had neither boat nor boards with which to get them around and feed them. On April 1st in the morning, the ice from the house to the barn would hold a man's weight. We fed the remaining 8 head of cattle and brought lumber from the barn to which to build a raft for use in case the house went over. On April 2nd, all the cattle are dead. Wow, they must have kept like a journal or something. But yeah, so it's pretty cool what you
wow.
can find. Yeah, here the story continues. Women and children, that's crazy.
And the collection is pretty complete. Most of these, I believe, were digitized by the state archives. That's where we got our microfilm reels from, but there are a few gaps here and there. Some of them predictable, like maybe the flood or like World War II, World War I, when there were paper shortages and things like that. So, and over time, I think there may have been some issues that just went missing and they weren't able to find copies of. But overall, between the Plain Talk and the Republican and those few other historical newspapers, you've got pretty consistent coverage from like 1880 and maybe just before, I think, what is it, 1870 for the Dakota Republican, all the way up to 2018. So
This is Linda O. I have found some very personal treasures, starting with, I believe I was doing Ancestry.com, but I think I ended up on Chronicling America and then got taken to Newspapers.com. But I grew up in Myrtle, South Dakota, and my grandparents settled in Jones County, both sides eventually. And I found the most precious newspaper articles in the Argus Leader or the Mitchell Daily Republic. In those days, things were reported apparently up the chain. There was a Myrtle Coyote newspaper, but it hasn't been digitized yet. But if anybody's doing genealogy and you put your ancestors' names in quotes, put some place and date parameters, that local news stuff is really precious.
I actually, when I was doing these videos for this presentation, I was searching my great grandpa or my great great grandpa's name, and I was finding ads from his sanitation company. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like it is, I think the state library database has a lot of resources for genealogy research as well. Is it? Here they have, you have access to, I think Heritage Quest, which is part of the ancestry.com. Did I pass it?
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Heritage Quest, yeah. So they also have like off to the side, I don't think I mentioned that on the database list of like what it's good for. So that's really nice if you're looking for a specific, if you don't know what database to use, this is really helpful because like here, there's another one by Ancestry. I didn't even know that one existed. But it says genealogy next to it, which is really nice. And that will help look for those kinds of things because I know a lot of people are really interested in that.
Sometimes they complement each other really well. Like a good strategy is to go to Ancestry or Heritage Quest first. You can find a little bit of basic information often on the date somebody passed away, and then you can take that back to a Plain Talk search website and look in the issues around that time for the obituary. I will say one of the challenges I came across, I think, with some of the early Plain Talk issues is there isn't really a consistent place they published the obituaries. It wasn't always on the same page or location or section, and it really depended how prominent and well-known the person was. Sometimes it was a front page piece and it was really easy to find, and others it was a couple of sentences tucked away in the middle. So it does take some searching, but it could be really worth the effort. I will say don't give up too easily if you're doing the genealogy. You know, the OCR is somewhere between, I think, 95 and 98% effective on, you know, most of the issues that have a reasonable quality. But also there's those other factors I've run into sometimes where, especially the older newspapers where people have done things like Americanize their name. If they had like a Germanic or Scandinavian sounding name and they've changed it into an Americanized version. So sometimes people have been searching for an obituary and it's been under a slightly different variation of the name that they hadn't thought of or hadn't tried. Sometimes their dates are a little bit off, you know, and everyone thinks first about the Vermillion Plain Talk because that's what we're familiar right now. I think quite a few people who have dug around have probably seen the Dakota Republican before, but then there's those other ones like the Vermillion Standard and the Clay County Register that ceased publication a long time ago that some people have probably never even heard of, but could still be a valuable resource.
Okay, any other questions? Oh, all right. Well, thank you for joining us. And if you're ever in the library and you need some help searching for things, just ask us and we can help you. And I will post this recording if you ever need to go back through on our YouTube page. And yeah, so thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we'd be happy to sit you guys down at one of our computers and kind of walk you through it. You know, like Kendra said, it can be a little daunting the first time, but once you've done it a few times, it's actually relatively simple to use. So.
Yeah, we just had somebody in pretty recently that was looking for help with this kind of stuff. So we know how a little bit of what we're doing. So, all right. Well, thank you guys.
Do you need a Vermillion library card to access this?
No, you don't. It is available on our website. And then even if you came into the library, you don't need one to use the computers or anything in here.
One of the reasons behind that was the way this was designed. We often enough get people calling from outside of Vermillion or Clay County who had an ancestor living here who's doing genealogy. I mean, right from east to west coast, we've got phone calls in the past. I'm searching for an ancestor. I know they lived in Clay County, maybe somewhere near Vermillion. Can you help me? And in the past, library staff would often, do their best to help them and spend some time searching. Now, especially with that pre-1924 content, anyone from anywhere in the country can just hop on and start looking for their ancestors. You don't need a library card. We didn't really see the benefit in restricting it to just that, because it really helps everyone out. And while we're always happy to give people help and kind of pointers and get them on the right track, researching historic newspapers can be kind of time consuming, and it can take a little bit of time to kind of sit there and read through them and find the sections and articles you're looking for. So, this is a great tool. You could do it from a computer in the library at your own pace. And with the older content, you could, as long as you've got a computer and internet access, you can sit at home and do it weekends, evenings, whenever suits your schedule. So.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us. Have a good day.